Guys, welcome back to another episode. We're going to start this episode by having an edible. I have this little jar of edibles just chilling in my house, and I saw them and I was like, cheers. Cheers to everyone that's listening. If you're seshing, oops, I dropped it. Cheers, guys. I love a good edible. Yum. So, throughout the week, first of all, welcome back, you guys. So throughout the week, I write down things that I've maybe thought about or, almost like different thought processes that I go through within the week. I feel like we are all living different lives. We're all learning different things at different times. And I really want to just talk about what I'm learning and what kind of comes up for me in the week. I was also going to pull my tarot cards. If anyone's interested in me actually doing that on the podcast, let me know because I totally will and I'll share. It can be like a group reading or something. I don't really even know what I'm doing with tarot cards, you guys, but I do feel like it's almost a I don't know, it kind of like guides you through life, I guess. Even if you're at a point where you're like, I'm kind of questioning everything, you're going to take from that reading what you want to take from it. I'm a firm believer in we hear what we want to, like, we hear things when we're ready to hear things. So you could have a friend that's talking to you and being like, I don't know, I think, you need to change this part of your life because blah, blah, blah. You, that might just like completely bypass you because you just weren't ready to hear it yet. And that's okay. Give yourself a couple months and then you'll be like, wow, that bitch was right. Or you won't even remember that she said it. So, one thing is everyone will always have an opinion on things that you do. So, whether it's the podcast. I mean, what was it like last week? Someone commented on my fucking reel and was like, this girl's a trans and you can tell by her voice. And I'm like, what? What? Excuse me. Okay. Everyone is going to have an opinion on what you're doing. So you may as well just do you, boo. Do whatever you want to do and let them have an opinion. Who is it? Mel Robbins that talks about the let them theory? Let them. Fucking let them. Literally, do you. Do what you want to do. Nothing really. We're on a fucking floating rock, okay, you guys? It's not that serious. It's literally not that serious. Yeah, I feel like people have had an opinion on everything. People will always have an opinion. I will post something that I firmly believe in, and I will either get attacked, people will love it, people will support it. Like, let people have an opinion. What did I say? I put up a Snapchat the other day. Oh, I can't remember what I said. What did I say? Oh my God. But then one of my friends messaged me and she's like, oh, I hate it when people have an opinion. And I'm like, wait, that is really all that it was that person had an opinion on something that I was saying, and that's okay. Oh, you know what it was? A while ago, I can't wait for this edible to hit. A while ago, I had posted, I think it was a YouTube short. I was bulking, so I was a little bit fluffier. You could literally even see it in my face. But this person commented and was like, it's time for you to go on a cut. And I'm like, first of all, rude, because I literally know that I'm a little bit fluffy. Second, that's literally their opinion. Like, what if I liked myself when I was fluffy? Then their opinion doesn't actually really matter. And it never should anyway. So when people have an opinion on something that you're doing, literally let them have their opinion. People are allowed to have opinions. Some people will be really vocal about them, which, like, fuck off. But, we need opinions in the world to just live our lives. Okay, this is something that came to my mind. when even was this? This was like, I don't know, but okay, you know how a lot of the population is depressed and anxious? Like, it is a very high percentage of the population now that is either has anxiety or depression, and a lot of them are like actually clinically diagnosed. I have a thought. What? Okay, depression is a very widely used term now, same with anxiety. Do we have something for the opposite of that? Like, what is that feeling when you are like fucking thriving? You are the happiest you could be. Everything has gone right. You feel so confident and good. What is the word for that? Do we have a word? Because I feel if maybe we start using that word a little bit more, we will start recognizing, you know how when you dwell on something or you think about something, or like, okay, think about it. Every time that you talk about red cars, you're going to see more red cars because it's like, what is that theory? I forget what the theory is called, but there's this theory that when you start talking about something, you see it more often because you're more aware of it. Hear me out. If we have a word for when we are thriving and happy and like everything is going so fucking well, we're not sad at all, maybe we'll start recognizing that a little bit more. You know? Like maybe we'll start seeing that in our lives a little bit more because we're talking about it more because it's more prominent in our lives. Like how do we I want that. Whatever that is, I want that in my life. I also just feel like sorry, I need water. I also just feel like nobody really like I'm trying to think of a word for that and I don't have one that comes to mind. I want a word that when I am feeling that way, I am feeling so fucking good. Like and yeah, how do we explain that, you guys? SOS, someone help me explain this. My mom called me the other day. Yum. And she's like, I like how you talked about being depressed as depressy. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And she's like, on your story the other day, you didn't say that you were depressed and you didn't talk about it in a very like low light. You were like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit depressy. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm not depressed. I'm just feeling that way a little bit. You know, it's more of a feeling than like depression is taking over my life kind of thing. And it just was really valid because I did look back at my story and I was like, wow, you're actually right. Like I just made it like a moment of being depressy and not. So, hey, can we start calling it depressy? Because it makes it sound less depressed. It makes it sound less sad. It makes it sound less. And not that we need to like sugarcoat it or make it sound less whatever, but I do think that sometimes we can like sit on things and it can kind of encompass our lives, kind of put like a little cloud over us. And yeah, that's not fun, you know? I think our minds are so powerful in the way that we think and the way that we say things, I think, can really affect us. Okay, this is off the list. This is not on my list. How are we doing screen time, guys? Because I am failing really fucking hard, really hard, really hard, and I'm not sure where to go from here. I'm not sure. I am scrolling. Wait. Let's restart. I have kind of stopped scrolling in the past couple days. Kind of, not much, kind of. And I'm trying to put more emphasis on creating. So you're going to see me putting out a fuck ton of content because every time that I'm online now, I have to post something. I'm telling myself, you better post something because if you're going to consume other people's content, you better be creating just as much, if not more content, because I would rather create than consume. And I'm trying to move myself over from consuming to creating. And That is really hard. It's hard because I got into a habit of consuming, and they make it so hard to not. They literally make it so hard to not consume. I'm really trying to not consume, but it's it's fucking hard. They make it so addicting. It's almost like, and then all of a sudden, halfway through me scrolling, I realize that I've been scrolling for like an hour, and I don't even know what I consumed. I don't even know what I took in. Like, I couldn't tell you. And so I need to not. Like, I'm just waiting for the weather to pick up a little bit, me to go on my little adventures and go watch sunset and sunrise and get out of the house. Not that I'm not out of the house, but when it's ugly outside, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out because where am I going? What? Outside? No. No. Not when you guys, it's like gale force winds outside right now. There's no fucking way I'm going outside. So I want to know what you guys are doing for screen time. What I've been doing, number one, is like I said, every time that I'm online, I try to force myself to post something. Like, I'm like, okay, Elise, you have a lot of content. Post it. Just post it. Number two, I post and get off. I will post and get off because I don't like, what am I waiting for? People to comment? Likes? What are you waiting for? Post it, give some people some content, share what you want to share, and then go about your day. And it's so much easier said than done. It is so much easier said than done. I'm like posting, and then all of a sudden, like I said, I just scroll. So I do have like all my candy making stuff and coloring books, so that I can get off my screens. Like, you guys know I do a lot of editing and stuff. But another thing that I started doing was putting which I feel like everyone talks about this hack, putting my phone, like charging it in a different room. So when I'm working, a lot of times I will charge my phone in a separate room, or when I go to bed, I will charge my phone in a separate room. However, in the morning, my alarm goes off, I grab my phone, and I start going on my phone. I used to never be like that. I don't know where this came from, but it's happening again, and I don't love it. But what do we do? You know, it's so addicting. So I think I'm just going to chip away at it and slowly start getting myself off of my phone. Yeah, it's crazy. It's such an addiction. It's so bad. So let's continue on. Oh, I really want to celebrate something with you guys. I feel like lately I have felt like that fitness girl. Like, I have felt like that fucking bitch, you know? And after years of working on, going through different build cycles, going through different cutting cycles, going through just life cycles. Like, right now, I feel I have never had so much balance in my life. I'm going out, I am going to the gym, I'm still eating right, I'm taking a lot more rest days and giving my body that time to rest, and I love it. And I think that that has just paid off. Like, don't get me wrong, I am not the fittest girl in the gym. And I don't think I'll ever try to make that a goal of mine. I don't really want to be, I don't really want abs, to be honest with you. I like the feminine shape of still having like a little bit of fluff, I guess. Like, I like that. I think it looks sexy. I think it's very feminine. I think it's very like juicy, if we could. I would call it juicy. And I love it. I really do. So I'll just keep going with that. But yeah, I feel very just like proud of myself for still going to the gym. You know, I was traveling for a year, still went to the gym, ate healthy. I think traveling really helped me to bring in that balance because then it was like you have to take more days off because you're traveling. Sometimes you can't make it to the gym, but then also you don't put as much pressure on yourself because you're like, I'm walking everywhere. I am, you know, like I'm constantly walking. I'm probably not eating as much because I'm busy. You know, I'm spending more time out in the sun, which is just healing for the soul, I feel. I feel like everyone that just went through winter understands that we need some sunshine. Ah, I love this. I really love this. Okay, we are allowed to change our minds. Period. And, okay, well, I mean, I put a period, but because I think that's a strong statement, we're allowed to change our minds. I could say things on this podcast today, and tomorrow I might completely change what I'm saying. I maybe learned something else. I maybe learned how to do things differently. I like it's crazy that we just don't let each other change our minds. We don't accept change. We're like, no, everything has to stay the same and this is how it is and this is and it's like, no, bitch. It's not actually. And we should be open to letting other people change our minds. When you are in a conversation, when I'm in a conversation, and I'm feeling a little bit challenged by someone or something, and, you know, I say, I shouldn't use this as an example because you guys aren't going to take me seriously, but this is what the example is going to be. So if I was in a conversation and I was saying the earth is round and this person's like, actually, I think the earth is flat. Hold up. Yes, I know that you guys are going to be like, Elise, you're crazy. But if someone has a, why would we not be curious about that? You know, why I get that like we're taught a certain way or, you know, we're brought up with certain values and beliefs, but those could be wrong. Not only could they be wrong, maybe they're not wrong, but should we not be a little bit open to things, opinions, facts? Yeah, I'm almost trying to think of something else that would be a better example, but there should always be, like in business, there's so many things in business that, and I think that a lot of business owners will relate because we have to stay open, we have to stay curious. I think if you're very like solid in what you're doing and whatever, like we have to be open to adapt. We have to be open to other things that people say. We have to be open to other people knowing more than us. I think that's a very important trait when you are a business owner is being able to be like, oh, interesting. Like you, you know, are telling me how to market or you're telling me a different way to market and I'm not sure about it, but I should be open to it, maybe look into it or, you know, maybe I'm not open to it and not looking into it, but just shutting down ideas and shutting down people's beliefs. I think I just think we should be more open to change, open to changing our minds, open to, yeah, not so like rigid, rigid. Like a lot of times when people like disagree with us, we get just so offended. But realistically, we should dig into it. One of these guys on this podcast, I forget which one it was, but he said, like, you almost have to thank them because you're basically lying to yourself. If you have a certain belief and that belief like say isn't right, and you're not open to, and you're like getting offended by what they're saying, it's like realistically we should be like, wait a second, like thanks for helping myself, helping me not lie to myself about this topic, or because it's kind of what we're doing. Like if we actually are so rigid and like don't open up to other beliefs, we're like basically sitting there lying to ourselves. And then we're fighting this person that's trying to help us. Like, I'm not even sure if any of that made sense, but to me, I'm like, that makes so much sense. We are literally run by what other people think of us. Like, if you think about it, a lot of what you think in the world or about yourself is because of other people's opinions or judgment. Isn't that crazy? Like, think about a lot of the things that you do, or, you know, if you even think about society as a whole, a lot of things that we do are based on what other people want from us, or it's a status thing. Like, you know, we get the nicest car because we want to look. I mean, girls get their boobs done now because it's a status thing. Like, if you have your boobs done, you have money, or your husband has money, or your boyfriend, or whatever. Like, it's like it's like a thing. It's so weird. Like, humans are so fucking weird. We're weird. All of us, we're weird. Okay, if you pick us apart, we're fucking weird. I don't know what else to tell you. All of us have our thing, but a lot of what we're doing is so much of like a status thing, and like, I don't know. I even think, yeah. Do I go on the tangent? I even think, okay, tarot cards, I don't know how to read tarot cards, okay? I don't know how it works. I just pick 3 cards, relate it to my life, and move on. And that's what I do. And I'm sure there is a structure to this, and I'm sure there is a way to do this, and that's great. And I'm probably not going to do that. But the way that I want to do it, and the way that it makes sense for me, and the way that it is how I'm going to do it. And it's like, let people do what they need to do to be. I think that makes sense. It's like dancing. Like, you're still going to dance even if you're a shitty dancer. But a lot of times we're not going to dance if we're a shitty dancer because now we're embarrassed, or now we feel judged. Embarrassed is another thing I'd love to talk about. Not now, because I feel like I want to do like a little bit of research or something on it. But I think embarrassment is different, is a different emotion than we like make it out to be. Why is my fridge making an insane sound right now? I don't know, you guys. Holy fuck. You know what came up this week, you guys? What? Okay, this has happened multiple times with my business, and I would say I'm doing well. I had someone completely copy everything that I just did. Like, literally copy and paste. If you know, you fucking know. I would never call someone out, but like, I just think to all my business owners, okay, when you're doing well, people are going to copy you. They are going to come at you. They will come at you. It's scary out here, okay? It is a fucking battlefield. And they will do whatever they can to take what you've built. It's just reality. First of all, people are very greedy. It's the world we live in, whatever. Second, when people see you doing well, obviously they want that, so they will, like, it just, I don't even really have words, and I don't really want to dig into it, because I think also, just a reminder for every business owner, if this ever happens to you, there are billions of people in the world. Billions. If someone takes your idea or takes what you're doing, I mean, they can have their customers and you can have yours. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? But at the same time, I mean, I don't, what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do? So, yeah, that was such a fucking, like, that was a day. It actually, I found out on 420 and I was like, this is so weird. This is so weird. Also, I do feel like the people that, like, people supporting each other, like, I don't really want to talk about this anymore because I don't want to get too into it and I don't want to call anyone out, but it's just actually kind of a crazy experience to see that. Like, to see you supporting someone in a way that I was supporting them and then have a copy and paste of my, it's just weird. It's weird. I don't know. Because now I'm like, do I still support you? I'm not sure. Because it's weird. Anyway, if you are getting copied, people just like your shit. It's end of story. Literally end of story. I mean, if you want to, you can sue, you can go after them, whatever. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care. I don't really care. I'm not going to sue you. I have enough on my plate. Why would I also just, anyway, we're moving on. So okay, I actually want to make this an entire podcast, but I just want to bring it up in this one because I think it's really important. And I also had one of my friends just tell me that she's going to a festival and it's her first one. And I'm so fucking excited for her. But one podcast episode that I do want to do is raves. I want to talk about raves. I want to talk about festivals. I want to talk about I want to talk about the people that I've met. I want to talk about how it's kind of changed me and like my life. I think you guys have probably seen that change in the past couple of months. Like, and just like, yeah, I just really want to dig into it. You guys know I'm really big in raves. I really want to pull my cards. Can we do that together? Let's do it. I'm going to do that. I do. Some of the cards have to look up what they mean. So just bear with me. Okay, Queens. I got this deck from one of the girls in Denver. I actually didn't realize that you have to be gifted your first deck or like your tarot cards. I had no idea. And when we talked about it, she's like, yeah, like you have to be gifted and like you have to be given it. And I'm like, whoa, like I didn't even know that. And so she gave me it. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so what I like to do when I pull tarot cards, and I'm going to walk you guys through it because it's probably not how you're supposed to do it. That's okay. I think I always just think about something. I either think about a question or I think about my job or I think about maybe there's a place in business that I feel a little bit lost or confused. I just learned that I'm a generator in human design. And basically what I learned as well is that I move on emotion. Like I have to be emotionally attached or excited or whatever with something. And that's why my decisions are quick, like very quick. If you know me, I make quick decisions. It's either yes or no. I don't normally sit on things. I really go by that saying of like, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. 100% that's me. So, okay. I also don't, if things like fall out of the deck or whatever, I don't use them. It's not I don't do that. A lot of people, if cards fall out or they flip over, they'll like take them out. I didn't even really think about anything. Why don't we just, like, what are my vibes right now? Like, what are the vibes? You know, like, what are the vibes? That's the fucking question. What are the vibes? Let's pull it. Okay, so, oh, and sometimes they're like, oh my God, they're all reversed, which means something, you guys, if they're all reversed. I'm going to look, because I don't really know what each of these cards mean, so let me just look it up. quickly. So I pulled Page of Cups, the World, and Page of Wands. Okay, what do these cards mean? Let's just look. So, Page of Cups, but reversed. I literally just look up the cards on Google, to be honest, you guys, because I just need a little explanation. And that way I can kind of like relate it to where I am at. I do feel like we see things when we want to see things. So I will take from this what I need to. Reverse Page of Cups is like, your emotional or soft side is like guarded. Okay, so it's about like depth, intuition, creativity. However, it means it's like not fully being expressed. Interesting. So I'm a little bit closed off, unsure, or like disconnected from my feelings at times. Usually just processing things like by myself. So the World upside down. This is the strongest, or wait. Okay, so this is like evolving. And this is also reversed, by the way. So it's like outgrowing old identities and stepping into a bigger version of yourself. Even if you don't feel there yet, you are like leveling up essentially. Main character energy. Woo, we love some main character energy. To be honest, I feel that. I was just talking to my mom earlier and I was like, I feel like something in the business or something about me is changing and I really honestly feel that and it feels like I'm coming into like what I need to be in. I'm just not there yet. Then Page of Wands reversed as well is like okay, wait, maybe that wasn't reversed. I kind of put them all in together, so one sec. So, Page of Cups. Emotionally pulled inward, questioning my feelings or like intuition. Cool. That makes more sense. So, this World one that's reversed is more like everything is there and like the main character energy is there, but I'm second guessing it or questioning it, which to be honest, every time I've pulled my cards for the past couple weeks, that has kind of come up in the sense of I've been like really hard on myself or questioning, and I think that that has to do with my screen time probably. I'm probably doing a lot of like comparison right now, which or I'm like starting stuff and pivoting or questioning stuff and I know something needs to be different, but I'm not moving on it yet. So interesting. Page of Wands reversed as well. Sorry, I'm just reading. Yeah, so this is like the same as the first. It's like you're just overthinking stuff, like very inconsistent kind of stuff. Like I have bursts of information and then I'm like, or bursts of like inspiration and then I'm like, wait. And I like pull back, which is very interesting because I think that all of that makes so much sense. So it's almost like I feel like I am in the middle of this like reinventing myself kind of thing. We're in the middle of it, but I almost keep pulling myself back a little bit. So even for the podcast today, when I was thinking about it, I was going to put on makeup. I was going to like, get all pretty and whatever. And I'm like, but I don't really want to portray myself that way. Like, yes, I think sometimes, and I think, but it doesn't have to be all the time. And especially during a podcast, like, what, bitch? So I think there's so many things where I am just trying to almost stop myself and be like, wait, do you need that? Do you have to do that? Is that who you want to be? That is maybe a question I need to start asking myself, is like, is that who or where you want to be? Like, when you are doing stuff, is that what you want to do every time now? Or yeah, it's almost like I've outgrown my like old vibe or something. And then I'm still kind of operating inside that though. So I'm trying to like jump. I'm shedding my skin, but the skin has not been fully shedded because I'm not sure. I'm a little bit scared. I'm still a little bit scared in my skin right now. So we'll see what happens in the next couple months. But that was fun. Pulling tarot cards is so fun. Okay, you guys, that's it. I will see you guys at the next episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for sharing. And have a great fucking week, guys. Later.